Good afternoon. Welcome into one of the greatest stadiums in the United States of America, Children's Mercy Park, the site for today's Central Division clash between Sporting Kansas City 2 and Atlanta United 2. A picture-perfect day in the Plains. The sun is out. Beautiful weather. As we're just about ready to see the third meeting between these two sides this season. Joined by Kansas City coaching legend Doug McClagan. I am Carter Augustine, and Doug, third meeting between these two sides. They're a bit familiar with each other at this point in the season. What are you expecting this afternoon?
Well, I'm expecting another competitive game. Actually, Sporting Kansas City is ahead. They've won one and tied one, so they're in a good position. So they'd like to make it a win or a tie in the third one here, but it should be a very, very good game.
They've had the better of the meetings so far with that one win. Both games took place in Atlanta, but Atlanta United 2 have the better in the standings, and we'll look at a young star for Atlanta United 2, Tyler Wolff, back in the starting 11 for Atlanta on the road today.
Yeah, what a fantastic player. Get this, he scored a hat-trick last week, and he scored 3 goals within 58 minutes. And wait for it, he had added an assist on top of that. Not a bad night's work for the young fella. He's fast, he's agile, he works his tail off, and he's got a nose for goal. I wonder where he got that from.
Of course, the son of Sporting legend Josh Wolff. We go from focusing on a young star to focusing on the veteran leader for Sporting KC2, Christian Duke, who recently just got his 100th career appearance for SKC2 / the Swope Park Rangers.
Yeah, amazing feat for the man. He's the team captain, and I'll tell you why. He does all the little stuff that nobody likes to do. He's fit as a fiddle. He does something that holds a team together that without players like that, you just can't perform. He is absolutely tremendous, and congratulations for him for that appearance number. That is one heck of a feat from a young man.
The first Centurion in club history. He takes his spot in midfield opposite Tyler Wolff, who will join those two in the starting 11s. We'll have the starting 11 and kick coming up next as SKC2 host Atlanta United 2. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. Just about ready for kick between SKC2 and Atlanta United 2. And we'll take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. There's manager Jack Collison in charge of Atlanta United 2, and his side comes into this one. Take a look at the starting 11 4 changes to the team that drew 2-2 against OKC Energy on Wednesday, as Chris Allen and Amadou Diop dropped to the bench. George Campbell and Machak Chol unavailable for Atlanta United 2. In come Connor Stanley, Darwin Mateus, Abdoulaye Diop, and Ajani Fortune. Paulo Nagamura, the man in charge, his 4th season at the helm of SKC2. And a much changed side. 6 changes from the 4-2 loss away to Birmingham Legion in midweek for SKC2. As coming into the side, Kendall McIntosh back in goal. Danny Barbier, Graham Smith, and Isaiah LaFleur come into the back line. Ozzy Cisneros into midfield. Jamil Roberts up top. Those are the 6 changes for SKC2 as we are underway. It is a perfect day here in the Heartland. Sun is shining as SKC2 move from left to right to start the match. Just right around 84 degrees. SKC2 in the blue, the sky blue stripes. Atlanta United in the all white, going from right to left, joined by Doug McClagan. I'm Carter Augustine. Christian Duke draws the foul there. Doug's the 3rd meeting between these 2 sides, and it should be an interesting one this afternoon. Atlanta United 2 come into this match 4th in goals scored in the league and 30. SKC2 tied for the worst defense with 38 goals allowed. Should be an interesting matchup here in Kansas City.
Yeah, you would think we'd see some goals today, that's for sure.
Roger Smith looks interested on the right-hand side. Ooh, that's a dangerous ball right along the edge of the 6-yard box. SKC2 starting on the front foot. Cisneros, though, whistled for the foul, and that will relieve a bit of pressure for Atlanta.
I'm not sure how that went across the 6-yard box and got no one on it. What a beautiful ball in there, just with the inside of the foot put in between the keeper and the last man. And if anybody would have been running in there, that would have been a tap-in to finish. But fortunately for Atlanta 2, nobody was there.
SKC2 come into the match, 3 wins, 11 losses, 5 draws. That's a decent looking attack. Roberts tried to flick it into the path of Musha Galusa. Didn't get his flick quite spot on, and he'll block that out for a throw.
Yeah, good ball in by Kucic. You see what Roberts was trying to do, but that is not a difficult skill. If it comes off, he looks like a genius, and it's probably a tap in for Sporting Kansas City 2, but unfortunately, he just mistimed it, didn't land where he wanted to land, and another Atlanta United 2 just escaped another one there. So Sporting Kansas City causing some problems early on here, like really early on.
First 2 minutes, a bright start for SKC2 as they drop it all the way back to Kendall McIntosh. He's charged down. His clearance blocked by Darwin Mateus. Luckily for McIntosh, no harm in the end. Just blocked out of play, but perhaps a sign of intent from Atlanta United too there, charging down the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I was going to give you a little heads up there. You're going to see a lot of that. We talked about Wolf's hat-trick the other day. 2 of them came from that situation. The first one came in 12 seconds of the game when he just basically 100 miles per hour shut down the keeper, blocked the ball, and the ball went in the back of the net. You're going to see that time and time again, and how the Sporting Kansas City 2 back 4 handle it is probably going to a lot depend on how the game goes today.
Nice touch from Bauer there as Musha Galusa was bearing down on the center back. And now a chance perhaps up the other ends, although Isaiah LaFleur alert to the movement in behind of Stanley, and he blocks. Does Connor Stanley that clearance out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, good position there by LaFleur. If he's too wide out, he gets split there, and Connor's past him, but he was just in the right position where he could get to the ball first and then manage to clear it.
Revamped back line today. Part of the many changes, 3 of the 4 and the goalkeeper into the lineup after that 4-2 loss away to Birmingham Legion. And a difficult loss it was for SKC2. They were tied 2-2 late on, and 2 goals inside the final 10 minutes for Birmingham took all 3 points.
And everything Nagamura was saying was that he was extremely, well, he wasn't too happy with the referee, I don't think. He was really unhappy and thought they should and could have been walking away with 3 points there. So very disappointing for him. I know that, but you look at the score and you think, oh, 4-2, they got well beaten. Well, no. And that was a game he felt they should have left with 3 points.
Quick turnarounds, both teams playing in midweek, so a chance to put that quickly into the memory for SKC2. Here's the one man that kept his place along the back line, Jake Davis. Not necessarily an out-and-out right back, but he's been getting the run in defense lately.
Definitely not a fullback, but you know, he's so technically clean. And he knows when to go, when to stay, reads the game real well, works his tail off. We've always said that. So yeah, I don't think he has a problem playing that position. I think he's going to do a great job because he can deliver a ball too, as we saw the ball into Roberts earlier on.
Leads the team in assists with 3. And here he is again, Jake Davis on the ball. Drops it back to goalkeeper. Just seems like one of those players that can play in every position on the field if you wanted or needed him to. The pass intended for Davis. Deft layoff into the path. Roje Smith, but he's just shielded out of play by Josh Bauer.
First of all, what a ball there from McIntosh. Left foot, 60-yard on a dime. Great ball in by Davis, but great defending there by Bauer. You're going to watch this kid. He is strong. He's a very good defender. He's extremely good on the ball too, and he's only a young kid too. Well, I think he's 23. I don't know if that's young anymore. Watching Sporting Kansas City 2, 23 almost seems old.
Well, technically he's 22, Doug. He just turned 22 as well, so he's a young 22, Josh Bauer.
Sorry, got that one wrong, Josh.
You're right, he plays well beyond his years already. Here he is in possession. Well, he drops it back to the goalkeeper. And the high pressure from Jamil Roberts, who will continue it all the way to the left side. Under pressure, Aidan McFadden able to drop it off. And that's a bit of an interesting lineup wrinkle for Atlanta United too. Aidan McFadden into the defense this afternoon.
He's actually top goal scorer on the team, is he not? And last time I saw him lining up, I thought he was left wing, so, oh, what a lovely flick.
Lovely flick, and it's clipped in towards the penalty spot. LaFleur, it's a clearance to the edge of the box. Bart Beer got there first. And Davis eludes 2 defenders. This could be a chance to move things forward. Cisneros switches it over to the left. LaFleur into the path of Roberts, and he's into the area, Roberts. That'll go straight to the goalkeeper, Rocco Rios Novo.
Almost the perfect play, but you heard Coach Collison yelling, press, 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 press. And if they win the ball, that's great. If they don't lose the ball, don't win the ball just like then, they're going to leave opportunities for Sporting Kansas City 2 to get that break. Unfortunately, they weren't able to complete the break.
It's largely due to that man, Jake Davis, who was able to escape under the pressure. He got a touch to that play as Tyler Wolf tried to dribble infield for Atlanta United 2.
And then that's why having Davis in that position, you know, maybe a regular fullback isn't as clean as he is. He's under pressure, and he can play under pressure. So he got out of it. Like you said, most people might have got caught there, but he's silky smooth. He got out of it real quick.
First decision under contention from both teams, and the throw-in goes the way of the home team. As Ozzy Cisneros picks it up in midfield, fresh off a really nice life moment for the young man. Ozzy Cisneros, 17-year-olds, made his first team debut for Sporting KC in midweek. The game didn't go the way for SKC against Leon, but a special moment for the youngster nonetheless. Enoch Mushagalusa now into an attack. Davis tried to pick out Christian Duke, the edge of the box. And now Wolf picks up the foul. There is Ozzy Cisneros. Moved to Kansas City as a 12-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska. Joined the academy here with Sporting Kansas City, and he's on loan from SKC. USA Youth International.
You're definitely going to see from that kid. Just remember, he's 17 right now. 17 years old. Ridiculous.
That's something that both of these teams share, of course. Plenty of talented youngsters just at the outset of their young professional careers. Mushkalusa dribbled into trouble. There was a decent opportunity to play it into Wolf, who's late on the tackle. Jake Davis down in a crumpled heap behind the play. SKC2 move forward. Smith looking to cross it. And it's blocked away. Well, the youngster, Caleb Wiley, speaking of prodigious young talents, the left back for Atlanta United, just one of those. And he blocked that out for a corner kick. As Jake Davis still trying to pick himself up from the ground.
Yeah, I think just as he's clearing it, he follows through. Oh, that is, it's not as bad as I thought initially, or as it looked, but probably stood on his ankle, and that's very painful, that's for sure.
Yeah, easy for us to say not as bad to
yeah.
Jake Davis.
From up here, it looks so bad, does it?
Doesn't quite hurt as much
Tyler,
as
44.
players on the pitch. And as you see Davis now talking to the fourth official.
Well, quite honestly, I don't think, I was watching John Freeman when he played the ball, and I don't think, Freeman was so quick to move to the next play, I don't think he saw the late challenge. So I don't think he could have called anything on it. But it's funny, we were talking about, you know, Ozzy Cisneros being 17. Well, Caleb Wiley, left back for Atlanta United 2, is 16. And, watched him play this week. He is a very dangerous left back going forward. He's almost like a left wing the whole game.
Well, he was arguing for a goal kick, and the call didn't go his way. First corner of the match, SKC2 from Davis. Good defensive header right along the 6-yard box. Now Isaiah LaFleur barges into the open space. Well, it was a good idea from Roberts. Still alive for SKC2, in towards Smith, and Graham Smith nods it down, but straight at Rios Novo.
Yeah, it was a good effort, but he couldn't really get a lot of pace on it, because I think he was climbing, he was going backwards, and so really just tried to redirect it on goal, unfortunately straight to the keeper. Tough one to get power on.
It's a decent looking attack between the left back LaFleur and Jamil Roberts on that left side penalty area. Now Roger Smith, the burst of pace, and he's into some space. Duke was there, an important defensive header. It was McFadden at the back post. Good look at that chance created by Roger Smith.
Did well to get round the back, a little bit of strength there. And good defending, but it was not far off from a finishing touch there. I think you're going to see, I think it's the big challenge today, the challenge of the flanks. Who's going to win the flank battle? Whether it's going to be the fullbacks of Atlanta getting forward and keeping Mushagalusa back, or whether it's going to be the forwards of Sporting Kansas City getting forward like we just saw, keeping their forwards back. So it's going to be a big battle, and I think it's going to be won on the flanks today. Just my opinion.
For the first time, we've seen Roger Smith down the right for SKC2 and getting some decent service. Duke is dumped just inside his own half. And John Freeman, the referee, just wants a word as we're still in the opening quarter of an hour.
That was a beautiful little combination there by Sporting Kansas City 2, up, back, through, and Freeman had to bring him back because he took the man down, didn't really disrupt the play, but had to give him a good warning there because it was kind of very late challenge. He knew exactly what he was doing, but some nice combination there from Sporting Kansas City 2. Here we go again.
And now through the center, and Roberts is into the area. Jamil Roberts goes for the far post. Doesn't quite connect, and it rolls out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, just pulled it far of that far post. I've got a feeling that flag may have gone up if something came of it, but he just pulled across the ball here. Not on his favourite foot, just pulled it way across and quite clear past the far post. Guess we'll never know if that flag would have gone up or not.
Well, Atlanta United, too, playing with fire at the back, but they do well to play out of the pressure. Kulich came over to take it away. His pass deflected, and there are numbers streaking forward in white for Atlanta United 2. Davis gets a touch to it on the edge of the box. A little slow to react, Christian Duke. And that is fired into the stands behind Kendall McIntosh's goal.
Yeah, dodged a few bullets there. They've got to make sure if they're going to clear, they've got to clear. You either clear 60 yards or you don't. And a couple of those clearances were short, which gave a second bite and a third bite to the cherry for Atlanta United 2. Unfortunately, they couldn't put the ball away. Here's a chance for Roger Smith, one-on-one again.
He's seeing a lot of that here on the right side, and Smith with some step-overs. He's seen to by Wiley. He gets room for the cross. Good header in defense by Bryce Washington. And then a foul called against Christian Duke.
Yeah, I'm not sure Duke really touched, well, he did touch him, but I don't really think that was a foul there.
And now we're hearing words of manager Jack Collison on the touchline for Atlanta United 2, just maybe perhaps a bit worried with the marking in his defense right now.
Yeah, it sounded like he's claiming they were a little bit loose. They said, if you've got to get in there and pick up, you've got to get in there and pick up, get it done. None of this standing watching, so just a little warning for his defenders and maybe even midfielders not following runs. But if your player goes, go with it at all times.
Quarter of an hour gone. Pretty open affair so far in this Central Division matchup. That's a good first touch, Wiley. And he's got some space to work with. Clever pass out to Wolf. Clips it to the edge of the D. Now it's nodded backwards. Slip pass in behind is brilliant. Graham Smith reads the play. The back heel is only to Christian Duke. A promising looking move for Atlanta United comes to nothing.
That was a beautiful ball. I think it was fortune, and it was a beautiful way to pass. In the end, it probably didn't quite have enough on it to get onto Mateus' first strike with his left foot, but lovely run, lovely ball. Talking about lovely, beautiful little lift there by Jake Davis to get over the defender, to get the ball into Ozzy Cisneros.
He's been involved early on, Jake Davis, at right back, 19-year-old.
I bet he's loving that position. I'm sure he wants to play in his regular position, but full back, you got a little bit of space, you can go forward, you got time to play the ball on, to have the ball at your feet. It's a great position. I think he'll play it real well if he continues doing this.
Gets his eyes up, finds Cisneros, and then plenty of space in the middle. Cisneros looking over the top. It's Washington, not for the first time, getting his head to it. It's off Roger Smith, Atlanta United 2 throw.
Yeah, Washington did real well there, because at one point I thought that ball was climbing over his head, and that was a ball through the middle and would have been dangerous, but he just climbed that extra few inches to get on it and clear it.
Very versatile player along the back line. Cisneros is picking some passes early on in this match. He found Duke there. Mushagalusa spins away from a defender, looks for Smith. And in the end, intercepted by Josh Bauer. Duke, well, he had Cisneros, played it off his standing foot. Just kind of killed that attack for SKC2. Barbier had to sprint to get there ahead of Stanley. And the floor didn't get enough purchase on it. Nice move from McFadden. That's hammered. It's all the way out for a goal kick. Third meeting between these two teams this season. Third of 4, as the last home match of the season for SKC2 will be here against Atlanta United 2 on Wednesday, October 13th. Chance for the visitors now into the area. That was a left-footed strike from Mateus. He's picked it back up, the number 10. And it's off. Mateus out of play, throw in, won by Jake Davis.
Good defending there by Graham Smith. These forwards for Atlanta United 2, they're all very, very small, which tells you they're all very technical and they're all very agile and quick. So it's a different look. It's not like they're playing the 6'4" guy that's holding the ball off. All these players can run at him, they're busy, And so it's just a different mark for the back four today of Sporting Kansas City 2, a different look.
Kuich just circling around to create that room. He drops it to Cisneros. Now Davis has Mushagalusa. Chalk on his boots on the near sideline. Faked inside. Pops back out. An intriguing 1v1 matchup with Wiley.
That's going to be a fantastic matchup. Because like I said, if you've looked at the last 2 games, the main guy for Sporting Kansas City 2, it's a little offside.
Roberts' flag eventually comes up.
Yeah, so the main guy for Sporting Kansas City 2 in those last 2 games has been Mushagalusa. Scored two goals in the last game, I think, and 1 game in the previous game. So out on that flanks, there's no question that Wiley's got his job to look after today, and that's where I think that big battle could occur today, is how much Mushagalusa can get in the game and get at Wiley.
We started leading the line, Mushagalusa, but has popped out to the right wing. And indeed, Atlanta United 2 will be keying in on the main man for SKC2, Enoch Mushagalusa. His 6 goals lead the team, and 3 of those came in 2 matches against Atlanta United 2. First back on June 9th, 2-2 draw in Atlanta, followed up by a 1-0 win back on July the 10th. And in fact, that was the last time SKC2 were able to get a win. They're on a bit of a poor streak here as of late, 4 straight losses, 5 without a win. It's a good 50-50, and McFadden plays it off LaFleur.
Not only can McFadden do those lovely Maradona turns, but also can win those hard and heavy 50-50 challenges we saw there, as well as score goals too. Top goal scorer for Atlanta United 2 with 6 goals. Not bad.
Leads the team in shots with 23 and shots on goal as well. Aiden McFadden, his 17th start of the season. He's been pretty much ever present for Atlanta United 2. Here in his first season with the club. Abdoulaye Diop dropping deep, trying to get onto the ball. 21-year-old making his first start of the season in midfield. Now the visitors getting a few touches on the ball. Bauer into Wolf, who continues his run, and he's picked out by Wiley. Some big-time talents on the left for Atlanta United 2. This is clipped forward, and Barbier, well, you can see the disappointment in himself. He was trying to nod that back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you could see what he wanted to do, but it's a tough skill to do when you're not really sure where the keeper is, and unfortunately gave away a probably needless corner kick. In fact, what he probably could have done is faked to head it, ducked, and it would have probably ran straight to McIntosh. But just a lack of communication there between the two, and now we have a dangerous corner kick.
Corner rather gifted to Atlanta United 2 by Danny Barbier.
Just looking in that box, we haven't got the tallest of players in that box today for both teams. Both teams are fairly small with a few big hitters.
So Atlanta United 2 choose to go short. Connor Stanley was trying to dribble in between bodies, and it looked like Christian Duke tackled it away. And now Cisneros sparks the counter for SKC2. LaFleur on the near side, cutting infield. LaFleur on his left, and it bounces up into the arms of Rios Novo.
Yeah, I like the idea, but it was never got anything on it to trouble him. That tackle there by Duke down in that box had to be perfect. Here's the opportunity we see here, LaFleur. It's good to see him up in this position to cut in and hit it, but was never going to generate enough power to beat the goalkeeper there. But going back to that challenge, if Duke is off by half a second, That's going to end up being a penalty by tripping Connor Stanley, but great timing in the challenge, and got away with it and made a saving tackle in the box.
Big shout from Kendall McIntosh as the ball was bouncing back towards the goalkeeper, and he picks it up for SKC2. Well, plenty of youth on display for both sides. LaFleur, one of 3 teenagers in the starting 11 for SKC2 this afternoon.
Just see the pace of the game slowed down a little bit now, and we came out on fire the first 15 or so. Now they're kind of feeling each other out, because if you think about it, but both these teams, they're both academies of strong teams in the MLS, and they build their play about possession and keeping the ball and knocking the ball around. So now it's going to become a little bit like a game of chess here, where they're going to keep that ball, keep moving it from side to side, and try and hope to create areas to penetrate that ball and then to go in with pace. But the patience you're seeing now, the build-up of keeping the ball to create opportunities by both teams.
Yeah, Atlanta United too especially have been used to dominating possession. They average 56% of the ball in their matches this season.
And that's not necessarily what Sporting Kansas City 2 has done every time, but they certainly attempt to. There's no question about that.
Certainly in the DNA of Sporting, all the way up to the MLS club, down to the lower divisions in the academy. Atlanta United, too, for their part, have 5 teenagers in the starting 11. As Bauer faked going backwards, and he rides the challenge of Cisneros. And now he fouls Cisneros. And you can hear Jack Collison thought that first initial challenge from Cisneros should have been called for a foul.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get a call on that. And that's a foul right there. And quite honest, Bauer knows it. He's probably just disappointed his lift that was quite nice. Didn't quite get there, so he's disappointed he lost possession. And just a silly little foul, nothing bad.
So back with Danny Barbier as he shifts it over to Graham Smith.
Get it! Get it!
That's delicately placed into the corner, and Davis can get there first to cut back to the edge of the box. Well, no one was really making that run for SKC2.
Yeah, it was a beautiful idea. Like you said, unfortunately, nobody there to get it. But great run by Davis. Basically switched positions with Musagalusa. Got in behind the flanks from a great ball from Graham Smith. And unfortunately, the cutback just couldn't find anybody. Probably look at it. Jake Davis has probably been one of the most dangerous players on the field today from Sporting Kansas City 2 so far. Get down that flank.
It's been this near side of the pitch. It's been really intriguing throughout the first 27, almost 28 minutes.
Unfortunately, his deliveries just haven't found the players, and I'm not sure it's his fault. I think he's been putting them into the right areas. Unfortunately, the players have not been going into those areas to finish, and if they did, a couple goals could have been scored by now. So Jake Davis is doing very well down this flank, playing some good balls in. Maybe Sporting Kansas City 2 forwards need to get in those areas and maybe take a chance every now and then and see what might be given to them.
This is towards the near side, and Wolf, there's a nice shoulder-to-shoulder, Wolf and Smith. And now Duke wins it away, but only as far as Jope. Plays it wide left with Wiley. Decent looking cutback. Kuich steps in front. Musagalusa posting up with Bauer. Just got the turn on the center back, and he draws a foul.
Bauer's a big boy too, so for Musagalusa to hold him off, that is tremendous shielding. And there's a definite foul. But great play by Enoch Musagalusa to hold the ball up there against a big, strong Bauer.
He's giving up about 25 pounds to Josh Bauer.
Yeah, well, Musagalusa's got his hand wrapped a little bit around Bauer,
Yep.
using him to spin on him, but
Might be an offensive foul in the NBA. Just a little hook by the player making the drive.
Possibly, but the referee couldn't see it, so not a foul here, is it? Not like they both weren't even pushing and pulling each other, and that's a game of soccer. It's a contact sport, remember.
So perhaps Bauer had a little bit of merit in his argument, but the free kick comes to nothing in the end.
Absolutely agree.
Half an hour just about gone here in Kansas City, a sunny day. And, well, soccer in the forecast all around the world this Saturday. It's the first of 12 matches in the USL Championship kicking off. Of course, Sporting Kansas City. The second part of this SKC doubleheader coming up later on. The Premier League started this weekend. Soccer craziness going on this week. Beautiful time to sit back and watch the beautiful game.
Like you said, some big games going on, especially in this division in the USL today. I think you've got Indies playing OKC, Louisville, I think, is taking on Tulsa, and Birmingham against Memphis. So I don't know how the table's going to look at the end of the day, but it could definitely change with a few of those games.
And as it stands, Atlanta United 2 currently just occupying that last playoff spot in the Central Division.
I think with a win, they could possibly get up to third. With the other results, you know, what depends there, but definitely a big opportunity for them here to get into that playoff run.
An opportunity to get in on goal. No, it's offside on the far side. Assistant raising his flag, and so Wiley's progress is brought to a halt, and that's going to bring us to a water break. Right around the 32nd minute. Well, it's 84 degrees, but the sun bearing down and enough humidity in the air to just go ahead and take this water break. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
It was funny, we were talking about the division here, Cardiff. If you look at it, I think Sporting Kansas City 2 might be the only team that, if they were to win, wouldn't move. They'd still stay in 8th, but every other team between 2nd and 7th, the result today could be huge and move them 2 or 3 places. So it just tells you how close this division is. And even if Sporting Kansas City 2 were to get on a run and win 3 or 4 games on a row, they could be up there too. So it's just wide open. Obviously Louisville and Birmingham have a little bit of space up top, but everybody else is scrapping for position here.
Well, and this, Doug, might be the chance for SKC2 to make that move, because this match is the first of a long homestand. 5 matches in a row at home for SKC2. You would think if they have any hope of getting back into the playoff places, they're going to have to do it here at Children's Mercy Park over the next month or so.
Yeah, it's got to be done quickly. They've had a lot of games, I mean, let's be honest, where they've done really, really well. And, you know, for example, when they played Louisville twice, it was like a 10-minute gap where all of a sudden they gave 2 quick goals away or 3 quick goals away. But they've been in almost every game this year with a little bit more luck, and maybe it's concentration, maybe it's focus. I don't know exactly what it is. With a little bit of luck, they could be in this run right now. And in the next few games, if that stuff could go their way, again, you're looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th position. So they could be in it, but they need a break sooner or later, because like you said, the undefeated, or sorry, the last 4 games, they have not won a game.
4 straight losses. In fact, a draw before that as well. Their last win came against Atlanta back on July the 10th, SKC2. As the water break is over, chance for both managers to have a little chat with their teams. What do you think those 2 managers might have said to their respective sides after the first half an hour?
Well, and I think they're both working at it now. It's just slowly figuring out how to build that ball under possession and then to create opportunities to then go for the killer instinct, because both teams are looking to do that, but they've not found the answer just yet. And it could just be that last ball into the box. it's been present. Unfortunately, the finish inside the box has not been there for either team so far.
Just saw there out of that timeout, SKC2 just were inches away from creating something. As that took a big hop and a good leap from the goalkeeper, Rocco Rios Novo, just to make sure it keeps in play for Atlanta United 2. So SKC2, the first of a 5-game homestand, and they have played 11 matches on the road to 8 at home coming into this afternoon. So this will be a chance for the home side to try and make that climb up from 8th place in the Central Division. Meanwhile, it's the exact opposite for Atlanta United 2. Ooh, there's a dangerous tackle right around the center circle, and immediately the referee goes to the pocket and brings out the yellow card. First of the match.
Seems like every foul is on Christian Duke today for some reason. And that could be just because the way he plays. He gets into every challenge. That's just a little bit late there. Got a yellow one for it.
Abdoulaye Diop, the man into the referee's pocketbook. Just about 10 minutes remaining of normal time in this first half. But as I was saying, Doug, first of a 4-match road trip for Atlanta United 2, so different ends of the spectrum here. Different schedules kicking off for these two teams.
They're in a situation where they're 2 games undefeated, but they've had some really good games as of late. So again, you know, a couple wins for them, and they're moving up to 3rd or well, probably 3rd position. You know, but a couple losses, then they could be sinking back to 7th and 8th, where they've been for most of the season too. So it's a great league simply because you win a couple on the row and you're in it. You lose a couple on the row and you're moving out, but you're never out completely. So a run by either team here could be major league of getting yourself into position for the playoffs.
Yeah, Louisville and Birmingham appear to just be pulling away at the top, but then you look at 3 through 7 and SKC2 just behind in 8th, all bunched up in the standings in the Central Division, and it's been a good week so far for Atlanta United 2. A late equalizer against Oklahoma City Energy on Wednesday, 93rd minute to split the points, and they're currently above Oklahoma City Energy, tied on points, having played a game more, but ahead on goal difference. So that could be a vital draw secured in the 93rd minute on Wednesday for Atlanta United.
Yeah, and they're really playing well. I know that Coach Collison said the first half was the best 45 minutes they've played all season. And I think they went in, it was 1-1. They gave away a really sloppy penalty kick, which was questionable too. But they were knocking the ball around, pinging it around, creating opportunities. Absolutely fantastic first half, and then second half, it just kind of the game broke up a little bit. So, and then I also watched the Indy game that they played when they won 6-2. Oh my gosh, they were extremely good that game.
Well, you said the coach, Jack Collison, said it might be the best 45 they've played. That's high praise considering that Indy 11 match on Sunday, as that was looking for Mushagalusa, but Bauer ranged over to stop it in his tracks. 6 goals, the fastest goal in team history. Atlanta United 2, there's some lovely dribbling work on the right side. It was blocked by Duke, but played back out to the left with Wiley. He's forced backwards to Fortune, and now Job. And both players just kind of backed out of that challenge at the last second. Oh, it pops loose for Atlanta United, the cutback! And in off the crossbar! Darwin Mateus, the recipient of an unselfish play inside the area, and he makes no mistake crashing it in off the bar. Atlanta United 2 take the lead 1-0.
Yeah, tremendous finish, but unfortunately Peter Kujic just was, I'm not sure what he was doing there. That you just don't, yeah, I hate to be hard on it, but you shouldn't just be lifting it there. I mean, if you're going to do anything, whack it 40 yards, and that just sets up Mateos. And, yeah, I mean, it was not an easy finish. What a great pass there, but Peter Kuic's head goes straight down. He knows he made an error, but just got to correct that. Get your head back in the game and go again. And I know it'll be disappointing, but like I said, get back in the game, get over it. You got to move on. Disappointing goal to give up there for Sporting Kansas City too.
Hesitation at the back. Kuic and Barbier just couldn't sort it out and get it clear. And Kuic's pass right on the edge of his area, blocked by Tyler Wolf. And I think it was Robbie Mertz, the man who slid that across, Doug. What an unselfish play from the Atlanta United 2 man when he was in on goal.
Absolutely, because it's quite easy there as a kind of forward to say, boom, I'm taking this myself. But great vision for one. And then two, like you say, to be able to fake the shot and slip it all the way through to an open Mateos to finish. That's fantastic teamwork. Fantastic.
Mertz makes the run forward for this throw. Adds an assist to his stellar week. Robbie Mertz, a goal and an assist against Oklahoma City on Wednesday. Well, this is a good diagonal to find Roger Smith. Cuts inside on the left. Oh, that was great defending from Caleb Wiley. Just the change of pace and the burst to make up those couple of steps on Roger Smith and block the shot. And now Tyler Wolf coming up the other end, just waiting for the overlap. And Jake Davis responds with a defensive play of his own.
Yeah, well done, Jake Davis, because if that gets through, they are in major trouble. Oh, we've got us. Unfortunately, Peter Kuic is coming off. I'm hoping that's not for the error. He won't be very happy about that if that is the case.
Well, he's replaced by Jahan Rod just before halftime. And a bit of a chilly reception on the bench there for Peter Kuic.
Yeah, Nagamura's not very happy, and I get it. You know, the boys have played very, very well right now. You make one mistake. But, you know, we all do make mistakes on the field, and it's a tough decision to make.
Kuic withdrawn for Jahan Rod. Like for like substitution, the base of the midfield for SKC2. Now offside against Jake Davis. It's just saying, Doug, you're on that Indy 11 game. Atlanta United 2 set team records for goals with 6, the fastest goal in team history. Team records for shots, 28, shots on goal, 13, chances created, 22. All in one match. Tyler Wolf with the hat trick. It's been so far a wonderful week for Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, it certainly has. And, it's a thrilling game to watch. And like you said, he scored in 12 seconds. And you've got to give credit here for the team because, and I would think Tyler Wolf would say this, his first and third goal were simply created by turnovers. One by him going at the keeper for the first one, but the third goal was just work. I think it was Fortune that did the work to pressure the defender, put pressure on the keeper who gave it straight to Wolf's feet, rounded the keeper and tapped it in. So great team defending that got at least 2 of those goals.
Well, we saw this similar here just this afternoon on the goal scored by Darwin Mateus.
Yeah, what coach has said, it's relentless pressure. And, you know, Kuic was not given to, a lot of people would lose the ball and then they'd stop. But these guys, when they lose possession, they don't stop, they immediately go again. And because they immediately go, that's why Kuic did not get away with that little flick. And next minute, they're on the back of the goal.
How about that deep lying run from Darwin Mateus? Just bursting past everyone in midfield there, catching SKC2 a bit off guard. And still with the visitors. McFadden coming in field. Pops it over to Wolf. 1v1 with Davis. And Davis wins that defensive duel.
Got to give Lafleur credit again then. That's twice he's been split, but he's been able to get to the ball each time. So his positioning must be pretty darn good. or he must be extremely quick, which I'm sure he is too. But good defending there, because he got split twice, which is not easy, and recovered on both occasions. And two really good balls from, I think, Mateos played it through. So give him credit there, LaFleur.
He's in for his 4th start of the season, but they've all come in the last month. Isaiah LaFleur really starting to make that left back position difficult to wrestle away from him. Closing in on stoppage time. Mushagalusa touched that around Bauer, and Bauer just managed to scramble on his hands and feet to claw it out of play.
Yeah, well done, Bauer, because he came to try and steal it. It went past him, and he recovered really quickly, else he could have been in trouble there.
3 minutes go up from the 4th official. We're into stoppage time now. Atlanta United 2 leading through a Darwin Mateus goal. Cisneros tackled hard by Mateus and out of play. Throw in for the hosts. Mushagalusa tried to flick that into Cisneros successfully. As Cisneros got there just ahead of Wiley, and he wins the corner.
Last opportunity for the half, probably. Sending the big boys. Be really good if they could get a goal right now, right on the stroke of half-time. Because to be quite honest, it's been a pretty fair and even game. Just one slight little mistake, and Atlanta United 2 has made them pay for that. But here's an opportunity right before the half.
Jake Davis to take. It's deep, and Rod peels off the back of everyone. Jahan Rod flicks it up, trying to get to himself. It's too much underneath it. Now Bryce Washington calmly drops it off to the goalkeeper. Looked for a split second like Rod might be able to create a shot for himself.
Yeah, he would have to have the perfect touch just to bring it over the head.
What a play that is. Connor Stanley, and he slots it in behind. In past the goalkeeper. What a challenge! Isaiah LaFleur, a goal-saving tackle from the 18-year-old.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that is absolutely fantastic. We're just talking if they could come in tied, but if they came in 2-0, that's a problem, and that is just fantastic defending. And maybe he does have that extra bit of pace because he closed him down extremely quick. That could be the saving tackle of the game if they come on to get a result here.
It was Robbie Mertz. Touched it around the goalkeeper. The closing speed of Isaiah LaFleur kept it out. So corner now for Atlanta United 2, and it's in towards the 6. Smith got ahead to it, and he was barreled into, so a foul and a free kick for the home side. What a play from Isaiah LaFleur.
Well, we brought his name up a couple of times. He's done well when he's been split. He's been forward. He's had an opportunity on goal, albeit not with a lot of power, but had the right idea. He's done well, and then he's just made a major play to save this game right now.
Well, he scored his first pro goal last September as a 17-year-old, Isaiah LaFleur. That's a tackle worth a goal as far as SKC2 are concerned.
But like you say, he must be doing something right, because the last like 4 or 5 games, he's had him in consistently, and you know, that young to be that consistent. Okay, he must be doing something right at practice and right in games, and he's had a good one so far today.
Goal-saving challenge right on the stroke of halftime as we move into the halftime interval now, and Atlanta United 2 have the lead after the first 45 minutes, thanks to Darwin Mateus, his 4th goal of the season, assisted by Robbie Mertz. That's the difference that splits the two sides as we move to halftime. The score, SKC 2-0, Atlanta United 2-1. We'll be right back to go over all the action from an action-packed first half. Halftime in Kansas City. The visitors, Atlanta United 2, lead by 1-0 over Sporting KC 2. Sunny, beautiful day here in the Heartlands. And, well, for a former SKC2 player who made an impact with SKC2 and now making an impact in MLS, Daniel Shallowy had a really special moment over the past couple of weeks. Let's take a look at behind the scenes with Daniel Shallowy.
Hey, it's Daniel Shallowy here. We're on our way to Swope Soccer Village to, look back at the good memories we had at the academy. That's where we trained. We trained over there with the academy.
Yep.
That's how you make your way up. And then we played, obviously, with Swope on the championship.
Yeah. When we started the academy, the whole idea was when are guys going to start making it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so the whole idea was we're going to make this as sort of this is the pro pathway, right? Like here it is, and this is the guys that obviously have made it, have made it to the first team. And then the interesting thing is that then we have this last thing, and that is we have our first guy that makes the All-Star team.
Oh, no way. I was just asking Robo about it.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
First guy on the front who went through the pro pathway now makes the All-Star game.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is so cool. I'm gonna have to take a couple of photos. Szóval család, készen álltok?
Igen.
Mit kell csinálnom?
Csak hallgass. Hallasz?
Igen.
Most tudtam meg, hogy benne leszek az All-Star csapatban. Úgyhogy ezért vagyunk itt. Köszönöm szépen.
You're my son! My blood!
Igen,
More hair.
az edző beválogatott, úgyhogy.
Jó van. Proud of you.
Thank you, köszönöm. Ezért hívtalak. Apa, mehetsz nyugodtan.
Gratulálok.
Köszönöm, szia.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Tees it up, what a strike! And what a goal! Hartford has a goal! And Lou City double their money! And how sweet the sound in Lynn Family Stadium!
Halftime at Children's Mercy Park. Atlanta United 2 lead by 1-0 over Sporting KC 2. An entertaining end-to-end affair in this first half. And Atlanta United 2 getting the lead through Darwin Mateus. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes. And early on, SKC2 starting on the front foot.
Yeah, good header there by Smith, but just couldn't get enough power. He redirected it, unfortunately went straight to the keeper, but good attempt. Nice ball from Kuic, just dragged wide there, unfortunately, by Roberts with his weaker foot, the right foot. Just couldn't get it on target.
Fresh off scoring his first goal as a pro in midweek, Jamil Roberts couldn't make that one happen. Then on a counterattack, the left back, Isaiah LaFleur, all the way on the right side of the attack.
Yeah, he's playing right wing, sets ball. Didn't really catch it cleanly, but great attempt to get in behind. And here's the goal. Unfortunately, a little hesitation by those two. Silly lift, tremendous square ball. What a finish.
Unselfish from Robbie Mertz inside the area to square it across, and Darwin Mateus in off the crossbar gave Atlanta United 2 the lead. And then just before halftime, a huge chance to make it 2-0 for the visitors.
Yeah, that's the save of the game there. If they do come back and get a result here, we'll remember that play.
Here are the stats from the first 45 minutes. What stands out to you as we take a look at what has transpired between these two teams through the first half of action?
Well, everything's fairly even. I mean, the possession's a little bit different, but it's fairly even. The game has been an even game. We've had one slight error, and that's the reason why there's a goal on the scoreboard. Atlanta has, you know, a little higher possession than Sporting Kansas City 2. That's no shock. If you look at most of the games, you'll see that happening anyway. So it's just an evenly contest here. Unfortunately, it's been one slight little error and a fantastic finish by Atlanta United 2 to put them in the lead.
2 corners apiece for each side as well, and just the 1 yellow card through the first 45 minutes to Abdoulaye Diop. 1-0, Atlanta United 2 lead at halftime, but the point's still very much up for grabs in this Central Division clash. We'll be right back for the second half kick after this. ready to start the second half here in Kansas City, Kansas. Children's Mercy Park, site for today's matchup. And it's Atlanta United 2 with the first half lead thanks to Darwin Mateus and some good pressing high up the pitch after losing the ball. They pressed SKC2 into a mistake on the edge of their area. And Mateus in the 39th minute for the assist by Robbie Mertz, the captain, giving the visitors a lead and some thinking to do for Paulo Nagamura in the second half. Doug McClagan.
Yes, this game's still on for Sporting Kansas City 2, there's no question, and it was helped by Lafleur stopping that chance right at the half. They've just got to keep plugging away, create opportunity. They can get back into this game, no problem at all. So this game is still on. They've just got to believe they can, and if they believe, they will.
Beautiful weather on this soccer Saturday, and we thank you for joining us. First of a doubleheader for Sporting KC2 fans. SKC on the road. FC Dallas later on today. Not quite a doubleheader for Atlanta, as tomorrow they face LAFC in MLS. Take a look at the first change of the match now for the visitors. And the goal scorer, Darwin Mateus, replaced as Philip Goodrum, number 9, checks into the match right at halftime.
I think Goodrum's more of a central forward position, so he'll probably hold that middle, and Wolf and Stanley will work either side of him.
Second half begins on this sunny soccer Saturday. The teams have switched sides. Atlanta United 2 in the all-white. Start with the ball going from left to right here at Children's Mercy Park. With Doug McClagan, I'm Carter Augustine. The visitors, Atlanta United 2, with the lead through Darwin Mateus. And here's pressure from Enoch Mushagalusa. Took a touch off the SKC2 forward and out of play, but showed some intent there, the home side.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, right from the kickoff, you can see there's a changed attitude. If you look at them right now at the top of the box, they're ready to go. I think you're going to see a lot of high pressing here for at least as long as they can last in this weather, and hopefully create turnovers like they almost just did.
Certainly, Paulo Nagamura was known for his passion as a player on the pitch. I'm sure he had a fiery halftime speech. Now, one change made by each side moving into this second half. Connor Stanley almost created a goal for Atlanta United 2 right at the stroke of halftime. He's started the move now. McFadden got forward, but was just pushed out of play by Barbier.
Yeah, I'm shocked, because I think that's, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that might be the first time we've really seen McFadden over the halfway line attacking, which I was expecting a lot to see. But I guess when you've got on one wing Wiley going forward all the time, maybe they hold one of those fullbacks, but really it's the first time he's been involved in the play in the attacking half.
Davis got around one, but he couldn't get around a second, and a chance for Atlanta United is buried. Tyler Wolf in the stadium where his dad is a legend. A quick counter by Atlanta United 2 is finished off by the teenager, and he doubles the lead. It's 2-0 to the visitors.
What a great finish, but I gotta talk Phil Goodrum. What a touch of class, and the guy just came on a minute and a half ago. He knew where Wolf was, and he just gave a little back flick to get him here, right here. Look at that, actually off the inside of his foot. Beautiful vision, beautiful last ball there, and it's not an easy finish, but he made it look like one, that's for sure.
Well, it just makes sense. His dad, a legend at the time, the Kansas City Wizards, and is etched forever into the sporting legends wall here at Children's Mercy Park. Tyler Wolf gets his 6th goal of the season.
Disappointing for Sporting Kansas City too, because I'm sure they've just got, I wouldn't say a mouthful, but a good talking to about coming in, putting some high press and changing this game. And then within a minute and a half, you're back down, and it's 2-0 now, and definitely got a hill or a mountain to climb now.
And Atlanta United 2 in full flow. That was a chance for Wolf. Puts an exasperated head to the heavens there as he had a chance to slip in Stanley on the near side. So now how do SKC2 respond? Davis was looking for Rojay Smith. Instead found Caleb Wiley.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Smith to come inside so he could play him, and then the ball would have been played outside to the overlapping fullback, which was Jake Davis. But unfortunately, they were not on the same page, and it's a turnover, like you said, to Wiley, and now Atlanta United 2 comes at him.
Well, SKC2 have been trailing at halftime 5 times this season. They've lost all 5. This is a move lovely into the attack. Rojay Smith goes for the nearest post. A touch from the goalkeeper, Rios Novo.
Yeah, good opportunity there. Like I said again, I don't know if his first touch was exactly where he wanted it to be. It's a good ball in. His first touch slightly off to the right, makes his angle just a little bit more acute than it was. And good save by the goalkeeper. But that would have been a nice way to get back into this game immediately.
Davis curls in this one. Rod rises high and puts his header over the bar. Good chance from the corner.
That's a fantastic effort, because if that's on target, keeper's not stopping that. He is stuck in his own feet. He cannot move. If that is on target, that is in the back of the net, and it is not far off, as you can see. What a great effort. Oh, sometimes it's that distance. How Sporting Kansas City 2 is off of winning games or tying games, just a small distance. And then when it goes your way, it's all good. Unfortunately, didn't go the way that time.
As I was saying, 5 matches this season trailing at halftime. Only one of those has been at home coming into today, which makes it 6 now matches trailing at halftime and a second at home. Well, how about that back heel opening things up? It's clipped in, and Barbier got there ahead of Stanley.
That's Goodrum again. He's got a bag of tricks with him today. That was a beautiful, nice flick. Creating another opportunity for Atlanta 2 to get in on goal. So Goodrum's definitely made an impact as he's coming in this game, and he's only been in for, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, it was an extensive warm-up at halftime for Goodrum, but didn't see all these fancy flicks and tricks in the warm-up. Saving those for on the pitch as this one flies over the heads of everybody and out of play.
And he's done well lately. It seems like every time he gets in, he's putting the ball in the back of the net. And, the way he's playing right now, you'd be thinking that maybe there could be an opportunity to get a goal here too, because he's looking sharp.
He came into this match with just 242 minutes on the season, Goodrum. But now that's his 2nd assist to go with 2 goals. Not a bad return in limited minutes.
Oh, absolutely. For the amount he's played, he's done extremely well. So maybe he could be working a little bit harder to get in more playing time here. Certainly stating a good case, that's for sure.
Something for manager Jack Collison to think about as SKC2 work it around the press and find a good switch into the feet of Davis. And that's inch perfect to Rojay Smith. Both players arguing for the call, and it will go off Rojay Smith, says the referee.
Yeah, not a bad ball in there, but Wiley showed his little change of pace there, because he was beaten. And in a couple steps, he's right up there, and he's poking the ball, which looked to be a corner kick, but it looks like Smith just couldn't quite get control of it. He knocked it out himself.
In their history, SKC2 have been, as you'd expect, more of the front foot team as far as results go. Coming into today, 50 matches they trailed at halftime in their entire history back to 2016 season. They've only managed to pull back points in 6. Another chance coming forward for Atlanta, cleared off the line, still loose, and poked home. What an impact this young man has made. Philip Goodrum onto the pitch as a halftime sub, and within just over 8 minutes, he's got an assist and now a goal to his name. It's Atlanta United 2-3, SKC 2-0.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but my prediction just came true, and it just, I mean, it sat out right for him. So unfortunate for Sporting Kansas City 2. You make a good save, it ricochets the wrong way, and it's a tap in for Goodrum. It just dropped the wrong spot, but they give credit for Goodrum for being there. He's a centre forward. Centre forwards are supposed to be where the ball is in that 6-yard box for tap-ins, and that's what he just did. And there's his goal, there's his assist, and like I said, he's been in 8 minutes now. Doing extremely well.
Looking like a master stroke from the manager, Jack Collison. Bringing Goodrum on at halftime.
Just a brave move, because you take off the guy that scores the goal, and you put on a guy, and assist and a goal already. And we now got a 3-0 game, which really wasn't a 3-0 game 5-10 minutes ago, and still doesn't feel like a 3-0 game, but unfortunately with some good finishing and a couple mistakes, now it's definitely not a hill, it is a mountain to climb here now for Sporting Kansas City 2.
Yeah, either side of halftime has just really let the home side down. As first goal netted by Mateus late on in the first half.
And I'd mention it, and maybe I'm going to have to look a little deeper into this, but it seems there's games where they just have small periods of times where, I don't know if it's lack of experience or lack of focus, but just times where all of a sudden 2 goals are put in and it changes the game completely, and we're seeing that being one of them today here. Within 4 or 5 minutes, it's 3-0, 2 quick goals.
Mateus scored in the 39th minute, and then on the other side of halftime, Wolf in the 47th, and Goodrum officially in the 54th. So on either side of halftime, SKC 2 really causing the problems for themselves.
Definitely within a 10-minute period, and that's what we talked. And I know for sure, because we did the Louisville games, those both were pulled apart in 10-minute periods. And I don't know if it's something you can do about that. Some great play by the opposition, you can't question that, but it's very unfortunate for Sporting Kansas City 2 to be in those games and all of a sudden just gets taken away in a 10-minute period.
And unfortunately for Atlanta United 2, they're going to be forced into another change, as you see Tyler Wolf making the long walk around the pitch. He's set to be replaced by Amadou Maki Diop. So Tyler Wolf's afternoon comes to an end. Just under an hour played, and a goal for Wolf, his 6th of the season, to bring him to a tie for the team lead with Aidan McFadden. I hope the young man will be okay. As a free kick now for SKC2 is curled in. Lovely delivery from Jake Davis. Now Mushagalusa. Whoa, he slides around the double team. It's a good recovery from McFadden in the end, who plays it out for a corner.
That's great play by Mushagalusa, but give McFadden credit there. I almost thought he was going to foul him there, but he stayed on his feet and worked his way back to knock it out for a corner kick. But just shows you the technical skills of Mushagalusa. That kid is so dangerous. That's a beautiful ball in. Good goalkeeping.
Taking kind of quick there on the corner, and you're right, Doug. Rios Novo, under immense pressure, got a fist to that one right at his near post. And now this will be a yellow card for Jake Davis, who I think knows exactly what is coming. Doesn't even look back at the referee as he goes into the pocketbook.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing there. And actually, that's a good professional foul, because if he's gone, I don't know if you're catching him. That boy's fast.
Another look at the yellow card, and yeah, Jake Davis, professional foul. Just breaking up that counterattack. Gets the yellow card. Has 2 subs made now by Paulo Nagamura. Michael Lennis, 17-year-old, checking on for Ozzy Cisneros, a 17-year-old, and Zion Long, the 18-year-old, just recently made his professional debut. 2 starts over the last week. He's on for his first substitute appearance as a pro.
And what you'll see now is obviously Long will go to centre forward.
Well, what a move from Mushagalusa, who's bursting through the center. It takes a deflection over to the far side. Roberts couldn't quite get on his horse, catch up to that one. Well, Atlanta United, too, are well aware of the dangers that Enoch Mushagalusa poses on the ball. They were just unable to stop him there momentarily. Eventually, they got around Mushagalusa inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, the boy is so, look at that football, it's just so dangerous. And he's being fouled at the time too. Good strength, great skill. And so, like I said, I was going to say that, but they were on a quick breakaway. Lennis will move to right back, Jake Davis will move into midfield to his normal position, and then obviously Long will go up as the centre forward.
Second ball, won by Robbie Mertz and Atlanta United 2. Ahead of Jahan Rod there. Now Caleb Wiley just impresses every time he takes the pitch. He settles things down for the visitors. Stanley can't control, and Barbier into Mushagalusa, who's looking to sprint away, and he's away from the challenge. And that might have been a good miss from Abdoulaye Diop, who's on a yellow card.
Well, there is such a thing in soccer. It's playing or attempting to play, and he could be lucky there, because he went out to foul him, which was really silly, as he's getting a little warning from the coach there. I don't know if maybe he pulled out, or maybe he just wasn't quick enough to catch up with Mushagalusa, but he's lucky. If he makes contact, he is gone, absolutely gone.
I was going to say, that didn't look like a pull-out challenge. She was full into that slide, Diop. And it was a good spot, Doug, as Jack Collison on the near touchline was just yelling out to his number 5. And you could see the universal signal to calm down.
Yeah, and referees don't normally do that per se, but like I said, if you're attempting to kick, you don't have to get a hold of them to get a yellow. But obviously when they completely miss him, you don't rarely see a card given there, but he's a little bit lucky.
Lovely dribbling from Graham Smith, and he looked in behind for Christian Duke, who's offside. Well, the milestones keep coming for Christian Duke, Doug, as we talked about his 100th appearance for SKC2/the Swope Park Rangers in midweek, and USL Championship announcing in the first half of this match. He's now over 15,000 regular season minutes in his USL Championship career. Christian Duke, you just can't say too much about the leader, the veteran for SKC2, and what a professional he has been, and what an outstanding career. Started with Orlando City on loan, then Oklahoma City Energy, of course Swope Park Rangers, then to Orange County, and back now with SKC2. 15,000 minutes in the regular season.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Know the family well, good friends with his dad, Chris. We actually played together indoor soccer, and so I've known Christian for a while. He's always been a hard worker. He's always been one of the fittest players on any field. I remember when he used to work out with the, I think it was Wizards back then, he was always one of those that would win the beat test. And that's the way he plays. He's fit as a fiddle, he works his tail off, and he's had a fantastic career. And you know what? He's got a long time left too. He's nowhere near done.
Supplemental draft pick in 2013 for Sporting KC. And he appeared in all 72 matches in those first 2 seasons. That wonderful back-to-back USL Cup final run for the Swope Park Rangers. Just one more accolade for Christian Duke, the heart of the midfield.
And I have to apologize because I guess I just aged him because I said it might have been the Wizards, but it was definitely Sporting Kansas City. He's not that old.
He wasn't too far away.
No.
There's a touch for Zion Long, number 99, lining up top now for SKC2, the 18-year-olds born in Nigeria. And a special moment for him as he's been on the road for his first 2 appearances as a pro, and he gets to play here at Children's Mercy Park after being raised in Olathe. That's his hometown. He's through the SKC Academy. He's on an academy contract, and he gets to make his home debut this afternoon.
Would you say he's 18? He doesn't look 18 to me, I can tell you that. He's a big boy, big, strong boy.
6 foot, just under 200 pounds for a young man who just turned 18 actually a couple of weeks ago. So he's just newly 18 as well.
Atlanta United's quite happy just to maintain possession, move it around. They've got that 3-goal cushion, so they're in no major rush to go anywhere.
And it's looking to be a bright start for this road trip for Atlanta United to 4 matches on the road, starting with today. And perhaps something for the new manager of Atlanta United and MLS to contemplate. All these youngsters at his disposal. Gonzalo Pineda has more on that because Barbier is dribbling through everybody and he's taking residence inside the area, trying to await service from the right. Roberts, back heel blocked, but he picks it back up, and Roberts through the legs, and he's dumped down just outside the area, winning a foul and a free kick.
Good job, Roberts. He tried to do a good run to start off with a flick, but didn't come off. But he never stopped, and he carried on, got behind the fullback, and it's a definite foul there. Great dribbling, beautiful left foot. So he does go through the legs, and definite foul. Not a bad foul, but I guess in the old day it used to be called obstruction, I guess. Doesn't exist anymore. Denying the opponent getting to the ball, I guess it is.
There was some complaints from Bauer. The foul called. Inside the final 25 minutes. SKC2 just pull one back here and make this interesting. It's Davis and Roberts. And it will be Roberts, and he went for goal. That would have taken a spectacular strike from that particular spot on the pitch.
Yeah, right idea, but as soon as he hit it, you knew it was going over the bar, and you've really got to strike that hard, over a wall, on target, and hope somebody gets a touch on it, but right from the start, you could see that was not going to make it.
We picked up an equalizer, his first professional goal in midweek, made it 2-2, away to Birmingham Legion. He expressed his joy, of course, in scoring his first pro goal, but as you like to see, he was a bit more concerned with the inability to pick up points on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you love scoring goals, but when you don't win, sometimes those goals, I mean, they're nice, but they don't mean a lot when you don't win.
He's a young man that's used to scoring goals that mean a whole lot after that marvelous run with Marshall University and their first College Cup triumph in the spring.
Yeah, that's got to be some kind of record. He scored a goal in each of the last 3 rounds, and obviously the game winner in the final. I don't know the history on that, but that's a pretty good feat to have. Like when we talked about him earlier, that is just a player that in big situations can score goals, and his time will come. He's just got to keep plugging away, and it will happen, and hopefully it will become more consistent over time. Pressure there by Long.
Remember a similar end to a college career for Graham Zusi, who went on a tear with Maryland. I don't think he got 3 game winners in the last 3 rounds, though. That is quite the record.
Now, was he playing forward then? Because, I mean, obviously he's a right back now.
Playmaking midfielder.
Probably still had that haircut though, right?
I think he was a buzz cut in college, actually, Graham Zusi.
Can't imagine what
Neither
that would
here
look
nor
like on
there.
him.
That's a lovely delivery. Clipped over the top and charging in on goal. What a tackle. Graham Smith on the full stretch to block it away from Jope. Still alive, Atlanta United, though. And into the area. Oh, did that hit a hands? It's shouts from Atlanta. Not given. Smith didn't stop, and he cleared it off the line. Now Roberts trying to make his way up the other end of the pitch, and that's good speed shown by Bauer. Perhaps a fortuitous no call for SKC2 inside their own penalty area moments ago.
So the question was it handball? Yes, it was a handball, but was it a PK? I don't know. I mean, how he got out, how he would get out of the way of that, I wouldn't know.
Jope around a defender, and he's sprung to life in the last minute or so, but his shot was blocked. Picked up by Stanley. Finds a good pass to McFadden. First time into the back post. Full stretch from Graham Smith, and he gets it away just ahead of Philip Goodrum.
Again, they're at it. You know, there's a clearance, and immediately Connor Stanley, I think it was Connor Stanley, no, it wasn't, it was the other winger, which is possibly Mertz maybe, straight away into the opposition's face, giving them no time to keep that ball. And that's just been something they've done all day long. The pressure is, like I said earlier, it's just relentless.
New manager for the MLS club, Gonzalo Pineda, named as the replacement for Gabriel Heinze. Jack Carlson, who was just named the head coach of Atlanta United 2 back on June 3rd, just trying to keep himself in the good graces of the hierarchy at Atlanta. Would have thought this week will certainly have done that as they continue. A wonderful week of action. LaFleur stepovers, and he's stopped in his place by McFadden, and LaFleur is still down on the ground. Two subs to come for the visitors. And I think we heard there the refereeing crew just wanting to take the water break now as the training staff can take a look at Isaiah LaFleur, and we will as well. What happens to the young left back for SKC2?
Not much in there. I'm not sure. Maybe twisted an ankle, possibly. And look at this with Atlanta United. Look at these two players they're bringing on as subs. Chris Allen, who's almost played every minute for them all year, got a slight injury in the last game. Top quality defensive midfield. And then David Mejia, who I believe in the last couple games has scored two absolute cracking goals. He got the tying goal against Oklahoma, and then he scored a cracker against Indy 11. So that's not bad who you bring off the bench, is it?
Not at all. Back-to-back matches with the goal for David Mejia. So he subbed on late on in that match in midweek against Oklahoma City. He was able to come away with a 93rd minute equalizer. He's been more of a sub this season. Mejia, just 2 starts with 6 sub appearances, and now making 7 once he comes onto the pitch momentarily.
And I believe he's 17. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. Young academy product.
He's coming up on his 18th birthday, and he must be a very brilliant man as he shares a birthday with yours truly, August 23rd.
Absolutely must be special then, right?
Well, Well, shouts out to the late, great Kobe Bryant, who also shared a birthday with David Mejia, who now trots out onto the pitch. And likewise, Chris Allen as well. Double change made by Atlanta United 2. And after the water break, it's back in action. SKC2 in possession, and it appears Isaiah LaFleur is good to go.
There's that pressure again. Relentless pressure, as he said.
Oh, and the entry pass is beautiful. It's powered home past McIntosh. Atlanta United to make it 4-0. The pressure pays off, and what a super sub performance from Philip Goodrum. He's on a brace. It's coming on at halftime to go with an assist as well, and he gets the 4th for the visitors.
And here it is again. Immediately, they make or create a turnover, and immediately it's in the box, and it's for a finish. What a great ball in there by Jupe, and what a finish by the main man of the second half here. 2 goals and assist, if I'm correct.
That's what I've got marked down as well. Certainly the 2 goals will go without argument, and you would be hard-pressed to take away the lovely assist, which was the 2nd goal right after the second half started. Into the path of Tyler Wolf for his assist, and now Goodrum follows it up with 2 goals. And that's has doubled his season tally from 2 to 4 in just about half an hour's time.
Yeah, and I've got to give a shout out to Coach Jack Collison, because I know this is something he had been working on in practice. The high pressure of the quick turnovers, and it has paid off for them quite a few times in the last few games. And we got a massive collision here at the halfway line.
Both players down in pain, as it's Amadou Maki Jope and Graham Smith. Those are 2 big guys as well. Jope 6'3", Smith 6'4". And it will be Jope, the man that goes into the book for that challenge.
Looks like we may have a couple extra Sport Kansas City 2 players coming on. Looks like Kobe Jones. Maybe that might be Caden Pierre too, possibly. Or was that Van de Venter?
I believe it's Javen Van de Venter getting prepared alongside Kobe Jones. The final 2 substitutions for SKC2 imminent. First to have a free kick. Jahan Rod, Michael Lennis standing over it, and it will be Rod who clips it in towards the back post, just over the head of Graham Smith.
Yeah, not a bad ball in, but it was always, you could see when he hit it, was always climbing a little bit too long. Easy ball for the keeper. And here's that boy McFadden that haven't seen a lot of him down the flanks, but he looks extremely dangerous when he gets going.
Out of play, and that will allow for the final substitutions of the match for both sides. As Robbie Mertz, the captain, is withdrawn. He's replaced by Matias Benitez for Atlanta United 2. Meanwhile, it's the ends of the afternoon for Jameel Roberts and Christian Duke, who, again, just went over 15,000 career minutes. They're replaced by Javen Van de Venter and Kobe Jones.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but does not Kobe Jones have a birthday coming up soon too, as we were mentioning birthdays?
Birthday tomorrow, 18th birthday tomorrow for Kobe Jones, so perhaps trying to give himself an early birthday present. He's on here for just under a quarter of an hour. 2 more academy products checking onto the pitch for SKC2. In fact, all 5 of their substitutions have come via the academy. That means they have 7 academy products now on the pitch. SKC2.
So take those 7. I wonder how many Atlanta United Academy players are on here too. Could be a massive total of, I'd say probably maybe over 11 at least. Pretty amazing.
LaFleur just being told to back up on the near touchline to take this throw. Bit of a dangerous throw, but it works out, and Smith just kind of suckered Wiley into making that run up the pitch. But there's the closing speed once more from the stud of a left back, Caleb Wiley. One of those academy products for Atlanta. Now Mushagalusa tries to create something. It's hacked away at the penalty spot by Fortune. Mushagalusa once more. You hear no foul coming from the Atlanta bench. Mushagalusa forced back. LaFleur shifts it onto his left. Oh, he did so well to create the space. In the end, is crossed harmlessly into the seats behind the goal.
He's had a really good game, and like you said, the way he shifted that ball was tremendous. You know, obviously want the final product back, but I mean, just a quick little shift there to create gap to feed that ball in the box. Unfortunately, the feed wasn't great, but boy's shown a lot of talent in the last 3 or 4 games that he's played, and I'm liking him a lot.
Over the top and into the hands of McIntosh there.
You mentioned Caleb Wiley. He's got an extra gear, hasn't he? He reminds me of the left back who plays for Louisville, Gomez. 2 young products that just get up and down those flanks, just very good and smooth on the ball. And they've both got an extra gear of pace. He too has had a tremendous game today. 2 very, very good left backs on this field today.
My apologies. I believe Atlanta still does have 1 sub to use, as one of those substitution periods they used was at halftime with Goodrum, so that doesn't count as a substitution window. Well, Doug, I've corrected myself incorrectly. That was their 5th substitution. So all the subs have been used here as we're into the final 10 minutes.
It's not always the easiest thing to keep track of the sub windows.
Certainly, it's been a boon for players and coaches to have the extended substitutions over the past year or so. Not quite so for announcers. No more changes can be made by either side, as Atlanta United cruising 4-0 here in the final 8.5 minutes.
Good defending there by Washington again. Bryce Washington's really done a good job this year, because he's, most of the time I think he's been playing in that fullback position. His natural position is centre back. He's moved back into there today, and he's done a fantastic job. He's been sound the whole game. Both him and Bauer have been very solid at the back for Atlanta United too.
They came in to the middle to replace George Campbell, another one of those highly talented youngsters in the Atlanta setup.
They've got a bunch. I also watched the young boy Carboos, I think 16 as well. And he was tremendous against Indy 11 too. So they've obviously got some talent, as does Sporting Kansas City too here. And it's nice to see the talent on the field here. The young talent it's just tremendous to see.
Both teams will get a bit of a rest, as it's been a busy week for each of them, but they don't play until next Sunday, with Atlanta going on the road to Pittsburgh SKC2 back here in action against Indy 11 next Sunday. Entry pass splitting the lines. Good drum. Looking in behind for Jope. Quick little jab step there from Jope. And created space, and from the edge of the box, McIntosh makes the first save, and offside on the rebound.
Great shot, great save, and unfortunately for Goodrum, he was offside there for the rebound, but tremendous save there from McIntosh. He's made a few good saves today. Really hasn't been able to stop any of the goals, quite honest, so I feel bad for him. You give 4 goals up, and I don't think any were his fault, and he's made a couple really good saves too.
What a turn from Jones. Oh, he's just looking over the top there. And the full 6'2" frame of Bryce Washington able to just about jump and get that down.
How many times have we seen that today where it looks like it's going over him? He's just got that extra gear or whatever it is that just makes him climb up there and clear that ball.
That one looked like it was over the top off the beautiful turn from the youngster Kobe Jones. And now the floor caught by a late challenge by Goodrum. Barbier to the feet of Mushagalusa. Always looking to dribble, and that's going to be a yellow card for Chris Allen.
He's just a nightmare for any defender. You give him a turn, and then he starts running at you. I just don't know what you do, because he's so agile, he's so quick, he's so technical. I mean, that picture there, we've seen happen like 4 or 5 times today. He's just phenomenal, I think. He's been absolutely phenomenal all year, I believe.
A man called Matiti wins the free kick, and Jake Davis loops it into the box. Good delivery, it's past the goalkeeper and in. And Graham Smith with a free header inside the area. He pulls one back late on for SKC2.
Yeah, beautiful ball in, that's for sure. It's a nice header by Graham Smith. I won't take anything away from him, but Rios Novo will probably want that back. I don't know, maybe he had the sun in his eye. That's the excuse I'm going to make for him, because it went straight at him and he just unfortunately missed it. Fortunately for him, it was 4-0 at the time, so 4-1 won't kill him. But nice to have a goal there for Sporting Kansas City too, and congratulations Graham Smith for the header. Keeper possibly should have done better.
Graham Smith, surprisingly, it's his first goal for SKC2. He has a goal for Sporting Kansas City back a few years ago, 2019. But in all his time with SKC2, that's the first goal for Graham Smith.
I would never have guessed that, for as dominant as he is in the air, and I just remember going back 3-4 years ago when he used to be in the box all the time, making great headers. I can't imagine that was his first goal, but there you go.
Scored against San Jose Earthquakes almost 2 years to the day, back on August the 18th of 2019. Just his second goal since being drafted by Sporting Kansas City. And I'm with you, Doug. Surprising that's the amount of headers he's had in his career. That's his first goal for the big man in the back.
My second guess would be then, I wonder how many assists he has from headers on goals. Maybe that's where he did more of it, assisting others scoring goals.
Well, he's trying to keep up with the run of fortune. And there are shouts from the Atlanta bench. They're still wanting a fifth late on.
Smith did very well there because Fortune had a head of steam and he was moving. And he's not slow either, so good defending by there, Smith. And you know what, you got to put a hand on the body to stop players too. And that's not always a foul. Like I've said earlier, it is a contact sport, so I'm not so sure what they were necessarily yelling at Smith for.
Foul against Zion Long. So free kick for Atlanta United 2. Perfect start for their 4-match road trip, you'd have to think, for head coach Jack Collison.
Absolutely, and like we said earlier, I think this win, with a few results going the other ways, could put him into 3rd spot, which is pretty darn amazing. Big jump there, just from 1 victory, and then a few more games that are going to be huge for him coming up soon.
Indeed, they're level with FC Tulsa on points coming into this match. FC Tulsa with a difficult matchup later on tonight as they're on the road at Louisville City.
If you were a gambling man, which of course I'm not, you would put your money probably on Louisville City. And Atlanta probably would too.
Tulsa do have 3 games in hand over Atlanta United too. But points on the board are much better than games in hand. We're in the final minute of normal time, and Atlanta United 2 heading towards their first victory of the season over SKC 2. So that will even up the season series 1-1-1 with 1 match to go. Stutter step from Allen around Rod. Benitez. It was a nice cross-field pass into the path of Mejia. Shown away from goal by Michael Lennis. 3 minutes added on at the end of this match, and we're into stoppage time now. Mejia trying to continue his goal scoring streak continuing. Goodrum looking for a hat trick in this match. But Washington just took his eyes off the ball and he's forced backwards a bit.
You said earlier that they've scored a high amount of goals. Well, they've not disappointed us today, have they, with 4 more?
Brings them to 34 on the season. They came into the match 4th in the league in goals scored. Maybe another table they'll be climbing momentarily.
Here's a stat I would like to know. I wonder how many of their goals actually come from defensive turnovers. There's a yellow card going to Jake Davis. He's had a few challenges today. I know you can tell by his body, he's a little frustrated. Who wouldn't be? They're losing 4-1, and he's had a pretty darn good game. But he's frustrated that his team's losing. Nobody likes to lose, and especially Jake Davis, by the looks of it.
And you're spot on, Doug McClagan. The 4-goal outlay will take them momentarily into 3rd place. Goals scored ahead of Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
That is that Haji Berry. Switchbacks, isn't it? Yeah.
Both teams now just consigned to the full-time score. Well, having said that, Atlanta break the press and may be interested in a 5th.
It would shock me when they played in Indy 2. I think Indy actually had a player taken off, so they had 10 men. And they went and scored the 6th goal. So I think they just like to score goals, full stop. And, you know, that's what you're supposed to do, right? So can't blame them.
You got players on the pitch trying to put their name in the mind of Jack Collison and, who knows, perhaps Gonzalo Pineda. Players like Matias Benitez, who came on as a sub, and he didn't look interested in all at slowing the game down, dribbling past several players, and his deflected strike goes out of play for this corner. Mejia into the near post. That's an awkward clearance. Davis managed to get his hand out of the way and his knee onto the ball to clear. That clearance picked up by Allen. And the referee blows his whistle full time here at Children's Mercy Park. The wonderful week for Atlanta United 2 continues as they come on the road and get all 3 points over SKC 2. Doug McClagan, well, you'd have to say, probably full value for the 3 points, the visitors here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. They've taken care of the turnovers that they created by the relentless pressure that we talked about all game, and then when they've had opportunities, they put them in the back of the net, and yeah, they deserve the 3 points.
Atlanta United 2 win by a score of 4-1 over Sporting KC 2. We'll be right back to wrap things up from Children's Mercy Park. Full time in Kansas City, and SKC 2 fall by a score of 4-1. Atlanta United 2 coming on the road, and one of the top scoring teams in the league continue their attacking threat here in Kansas City. All 3 points go to the visitors. Battle here between SKC 2 and Atlanta United 2. Goal scoring opened in the first half by Darwin Mateus just after halftime. Tyler Wolf making it 2-0. Full-time score. Atlanta United 2-4, SKC 2-1. Doug McClagan, I'm Carter Augustine. Thanks for watching this afternoon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Full-time here at Atlanta United 2. Get all 3 points.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.